Hey, can we talk?
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Molly. I got home that night after we went to the creek, and I was still kind of really quite surprised that Molly could talk. So I was just got through with dinner, and I was cleaning up. I sat down to relax, and Molly turned to me and says,
Hey, Fred, can we talk?
"I says, yeah, Molly, you might as well, because I'm still reeling from the fact that you can use English words and stuff like that." So
She said, well, I want to talk about differences, Fred. You can't treat dogs like humans because we're not human.
yeah, I know that your dogs and well, dogs don't talk either.
Well, I talk, so I want to talk to you, Fred.
Well, I know you go ahead and talk. I said, I mean, after all, I mean, you're a dog, and I guess I'll listen. It seems strange, but I'll listen.
Well, that's exactly what I want to talk to you about, and that's strange. Strange. Uh, you know, we need to talk about differences, Fred. Differences. I'm different than you are.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, you're walking on four legs, and you got hair all over your body, and you got a nose, and
Yeah, and I don't have thumbs, and I don't have fingers and hands, and all I got is my mouth and my tail. I can wag my tail, and you know,
yeah, I know. And sometimes you do wag it pretty ferociously.
yeah, I know, and that's what I want to talk about is differences because you humans don't deal with differences very well. Anybody who's different than you, it makes you feel uncomfortable because, well, you don't know what they're like, and I'm different. I'm not a human. I'm a dog.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you're a dog, but dogs don't talk.
Well, this dog's talking, okay? I'm talking to you, Fred, and I want to tell you, I don't like the way you treat different things differently. You're uncomfortable.
Well, I know, but Molly, you have to understand, we humans aren't comfortable around differences because we like familiar things. And when we get people that look different or sound different or believe different, we get very uncomfortable and we get scared because we don't know what comes next. And
Well, that's exactly what I want to talk about because dogs are good things too, and animals are, and birds and well, cats we'll talk about later because cats I think are worthless. But anyhow, they just don't do nothing.
I know, but listen, hold on a minute, Molly. You know, humans have always been scared of things that are different from them. White people are different from black people, and sometimes they're scared or uncomfortable around them. Uh, we came over to America, and the Indians were different, and that made us uncomfortable. So we had to rule them and control them, or something like that.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking to you about because us dogs have been around for a long time, and we've probably been around longer than you humans have, and just because we're different doesn't mean you shouldn't treat us nice.
I know, I understand that, but well, differences are strange.
I know.
I believe differences are good. I believe we humans need to become more compassionate and tolerant of differences. And Molly, you're right on.
Well, thank you, Fred.
Well, yes. Well, let me explain something. You see, without differences, it'd be a boring place. Let's take, for example, this piece of music we're listening to. It's called The Drummer Boy. You can hear the drum. The drum is much different than the piano. The piano is playing the melody. Listen to that drum. You can even hear in the background a bass. Now, bass is much different than a drum. It's much different than the piano. The bass has strings like the piano does, but it's played differently. If a piano were to talk to the bass, it would say, "Hey, why don't you pound your strings?" And the bass would say, "No, no, no, you got to strum the strings." So that's different. But together, it makes some pretty good music. Drums are different than pianos. They got skin across the hollow tube, and you pound on it. It sounds so much different than a piano. And if a piano were to talk to the drum and he says, "Hey drum, why don't you sound like a piano?" the world would be boring. So differences sometimes are really good. But we need to tolerate differences better. Just because you're left-handed and I'm right-handed doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. Just because I believe in one way and you believe in another way doesn't mean I'm right or you're wrong. It just means we're different. Just because I eat sitting at a table and you eat out of a dish,
Oh yeah, I love eating out of a dish because I love food.
I know you do, Molly, but that's just it. See, we're different. Doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. And I shouldn't force my ways on you. I shouldn't make you sit at the table and eat.
Well, that would be really silly, wouldn't it? Because I don't have any thumbs, and I would have to eat up with my mouth, and there would be a mess, and everybody yell at me.
I know, I understand. Well, and likewise, if you made me eat off the floor,
Yeah, that would be really funny, Fred. Eating off the floor out of a dish.
I know. And if all I had to eat with was my mouth, I would make a mess. And I'd have food all over my face and my nose. And that wouldn't be very comfortable for me.
I know, and that's why I don't make you eat off the floor.
Well, we don't make... could you do that? Could you make me eat off the floor? Well, anyhow, in any case, we wouldn't want that to happen, would we? I tolerate differences. Now, I don't tolerate them in everybody and everything very well, but I try. So, just because we're different doesn't necessarily mean I'm right and you're wrong. So anyhow, just because you're different, Molly, doesn't mean you're right, or I'm right, or you're wrong, or I'm wrong. It just means we're different.
Well, thank you, Fred. That's exactly what I was trying to say, and you say it so much better than, whoa, I do.
I know, Molly. Thank you very much. So anyhow, that's what difference is about.